Hello and welcome to the Betfred Crucible. Forget the election debate tonight, forget Liverpool, forget Hamburg. The main event is six-time champion Steve Davis versus the reigning champion John Higgins. And John is delighted to be playing one of his idols.
And when you play guys like John Parrott, Steve Davis, Jimmy White, and then Stephen Hendry, Mark Williams, Ronnie O'Sullivan, now they're the matches you love to play for. It'd be great to play Steve. I hope Steve wins because Mark's a good player, but he's just a scrapper now. Whereas I'd love to play Steve. So.
Well, I'd love to play him as well. I mean, he's a great player. I mean, I don't look at the draw these days. I don't look any further than the first round. Well, I don't even look any further than the provisional. But to play John Higgins as world champion, I just love it. It's just great. Just fantastic. And hopefully, I'll raise my standard a bit. It can happen that against a great player, you sort of you play nothing to lose. But I feel as if I'm playing all right. All right-ish. So just look forward to the match and try and win it. I should be going in to try and win it because I've sort of made my mind up. I'm fed up making the numbers up, so I'm here to try and win. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough against him because he's hard. He's a hard player. Yeah, but we'll see. 3 sessions of granite. That's all I want.
So, and a very emotional Steve Davis. Incredibly, he made his debut here in 1979 when he lost to Dennis Taylor. Hit that night was the editor of Snooker Scene, Clive Everton.
Well, it'll have to go some to be as good as the other night when Steve did so well to beat Mark King. It'll be a great occasion. Steve will get a great reception. I must confess, I can't see him winning. The head-to-head in Higgins' favour is 22-4. Steve hasn't beaten him for 6 years, but he'll be up for it, and I'm sure he'll give a good account of himself.
Clive, you love snooker. What does this mean for the sport tonight?
It's a story, and it's stories which get publicity and help snooker along the road. Snooker can't prosper without things happening all the time, day after day. And, of course, at the Betfred World Championship, we've got 17 days of stories.
A word on Steve Davis, his 30th appearance at the Crucible. Like you said, it was an unbelievable night. He really is a legend of the game, isn't he?
Well, he's looked after himself. He loves the game. That's at the root of it all. There haven't been many tournaments to play in this season, a long time between them. And therefore, as you get older, your commitment to practice is harder to sustain. There are other things in your life. But I was very pleased to hear him say, after his great win over Mark King, that with next season's fuller programme, he intends to compete more, become a full-time player again.
And a word on the defending champion.
He's the runaway world number one. He was certain to be number one in the end of season rankings before he struck a ball here. He's won 3 times here, and he's very much set on winning a 4th title. He's been the man of the season overall so far, and although he hasn't done all that well in his last couple of tournaments, I think he's ready for this.
So it really was a fantastic night, 10-12 when Steve Davis beat Mark King. We were still betting in play at the betting shop. What price Steve Davis tonight?
8-1.
Yes, he's absolutely huge price. We do think the fairy tale's over and John Higgins is going to win. He's 20-1 on here at the Crucible. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Davis versus Higgins. Don't miss it.